Hey everyone, and welcome back to The Explainer. Today we are diving straight into 10 ways to master money. So if you've ever felt like you're just constantly fighting an uphill battle with your budget or like saving a few bucks is literally impossible, buckle up. This explainer is going to completely change the game for you. We're not kicking things off with boring spreadsheets today. No. We are starting with the invisible, deeply held beliefs that drive absolutely every single dollar you spend, save, or stress over. And believe it or not, it all starts with the number 7. According to this truly fascinating research from Cambridge University, our money habits are pretty much locked in by the time we are just 7 years old. 7. Just think about that for a second. If you're carrying around any financial shame or you feel like you just can't seem to get this money thing right, I want you to drop that heavy burden right now. Seriously, let it go. You're most likely just running on childhood software. You absorbed how your parents talked about cash, you felt the financial tension in the room, and you internalized all these societal messages way before you could even do basic math. The struggles you're facing today, they aren't because you're fundamentally flawed. They're happening because of scripts that got written in your brain when you were just a little kid. And that brings us perfectly to what we call a money mindset. Basically, this is the entire set of beliefs, attitudes, and feelings you have about money, which, like we just talked about, were largely formed by those early childhood observations. The absolutely crucial thing to understand here is that this mindset shapes literally everything you do as an adult. It dictates your gut reaction to budgeting, whether you secretly believe financial success is actually possible for you, and exactly how you bounce back when you hit a financial speed bump. You could have the world's most pristine, color-coded budgeting system, but if your mindset is working against you, none of those practical strategies are ever going to stick. But here is the amazing news. Those old stories can be rewritten. You absolutely can update that childhood software. All right, let's jump into section 1, scarcity versus abundance. This completely gets to the core of the issue, showing us the two fundamental, totally opposing ways we view our money. On the left side, we've got the scarcity mindset. This is that creeping belief that money is incredibly hard to get, super easy to lose, and there is just never, ever enough of it to go around. It's that nagging inner voice telling you that financial success, yeah, that's for other people, not for you. But over on the right side, we have the abundance mindset. This is the belief that there are always opportunities out there to earn, to save, and to manage money. It looks at money simply as a neutral tool. And you know what's truly mind-blowing about this? These mindsets actually have nothing to do with your current bank balance. You can be completely broke and still hold an abundance mindset, and you can be a literal millionaire who's terrified of losing it all because you're trapped in scarcity. It's not about what you currently have in your pocket. It's about what you fundamentally believe is possible for your future. Moving right along to section 2, 10 ways to master money. Let's get into shift number 1. Notice how swapping out just a couple of words changes the entire game here. We're moving from stating, I can't afford it, to asking the question, how can I afford it? When you say you can't afford something, boom, you immediately shut your brain down. It's a total dead-end street. But the second you flip that statement into a question, you instantly open your mind up and activate your creative problem-solving skills. Could you maybe save up for it over a few months? Could you pick up a side hustle? Or maybe find a clever, cheaper alternative? This one single shift transforms you from being a passive victim of your wallet into an active, creative manager of your financial life. Okay, shift number 2 is moving from saying, I am bad with money, to I am learning to be good with money. Let's be real for a second. Being bad with money isn't some permanent personality trait you were born with. Nobody pops out of the womb inherently knowing how to balance a checkbook or manage a stock portfolio. It is just a skill gap, plain and simple. By changing your internal narrative from a fixed, permanent identity to a work in progress, you finally give yourself the grace and the breathing room to actually grow. You are just learning a new skill, and anyone, literally anyone, can learn to close that gap. Shift 3 completely flips the script on how we look at our savings accounts. We've got to stop seeing saving as deprivation and start seeing saving as freedom. Most people look at putting money away as giving things up, right? Like it's some sort of punishing restriction on your fun today. But the reality is actually so empowering. Every single dollar you save is a dollar buying you future choices. It's buying you freedom from lying awake stressing over bills, the freedom to make a risky career pivot, and the freedom to handle life's curveballs without having a full-blown panic attack. Saving money is not a punishment. It is literally the price you are paying today for your own future independence. Now, this next shift builds into one of the absolute strongest predictors of financial success out there, moving from instant gratification to delayed gratification. This is all about the incredible, superpower level ability of choosing a future reward over a present one. We live in this crazy world of one-click buying where we expect to get everything right this very second. But mastering your money means practicing the pause. Try waiting 24 hours before making any non-essential purchase. Save up the cash for an item instead of just mindlessly swiping a credit card. By mastering this specific shift, you are proving to yourself every single day that your long-term financial health is way more important than a fleeting 5-minute thrill. All right, let's rapid fire our way through 5 more crucial mindset shifts that are total game changers. Ready? First, stop avoiding your finances and face them head on. Ignoring your debt or unopened bills just feeds your anxiety. The relief of actually knowing your numbers is always, always better than the terror of the unknown. Second, stop comparing yourself to other people and compete only with your past self. Your neighbor's shiny new car tells you absolutely nothing about their actual financial health. For all you know, they're drowning in debt. Just focus on being a little better than you were 6 months ago. Third, switch from thinking money is the root of all evil to seeing money as a totally neutral tool. In the hands of a good person, money enables incredible generosity and opportunity. Fourth, shift from reactive spending to intentional spending. Decide in advance exactly what your money is going to do so it actually aligns with what you value. And fifth, replace all that financial shame with financial empowerment. Let go of the embarrassment over your past mistakes, look at your finances with some self-compassion, and build the psychological safety you need to make some real, lasting changes. Which brings us to our final shift, perfectly captured by this absolute gem of a quote. Imperfect action today beats perfect action never. The big shift here is moving from I'll start when things settle down to I am going to start right now. Waiting for that mythical perfect time, after the holidays, when you finally snag that promotion, when the kids are a bit older, it's a total trap. The perfect time is never going to arrive. The people who achieve real, lasting financial success, they start exactly where they are with exactly what they have today. Okay, let's move into section 3, making the shift real. So how do we actually do this? Well, here are 4 highly actionable steps you can start taking today to literally reprogram your brain. Step 1. Identify your current beliefs. Just grab a notebook and write down every single belief you hold about money, the good, the bad, and the ugly, and critically ask yourself, is this actually a fact or just some story I absorbed as a kid? Step 2, consume positive financial content. Whatever you feed your mind is gonna shape your beliefs. So read the books, listen to the smart podcasts, and follow people who actually model healthy money habits. Step 3, celebrate your small wins. Did you stick to your grocery budget this week? Awesome. Did you manage to stash away $50? Celebrate it. Those little mini celebrations reinforce the positive behavior and help build your new identity. And finally, step 4, reframe your setbacks. If you have a totally blown budget one month, do not view it as proof that you're a hopeless failure. View it as data. Ask yourself, what did I learn here and what am I going to do differently next time? Building that resilience is absolutely key. Look, we live in a fast-paced world and we all want instant results, but the truth is real transformation takes about 2 to 3 months of consistent practice. The science on habit formation tells us that meaningful mindset changes really do require a couple of months of steady effort. So don't throw in the towel after just 2 weeks. And remember, this mental shift happens so much faster when you pair it with real-world positive experiences, like that amazing feeling of finally knocking out a credit card balance or hitting a savings milestone. So set your expectations realistically, give yourself some grace, and allow that 2 to 3 month runway for these new scripts to truly take root in your brain. Which brings us to our final piece, section 4, your next financial move. I want to leave you all with one final provocative question to think about. Which money mindset shift do you most need to make today? Now, don't go out and try to tackle all 10 of these at once. That is just a fast track to burnout. Instead, I'm challenging you to pick just one specific shift from our list today. Focus intensely on that single shift for the next month. Watch how it changes the tiny decisions you make every day, and notice how it begins to totally transform your financial reality. Because remember, financial freedom always starts up here in your mind, long, long before it ever shows up in your bank account. So which shift is it going to be? Start today, and I'll catch you in the next explainer.